I am an artist, and I am a lawyer. Art and law are two opposing concepts. Art is the unrestricted practice and expression of an individual's purpose or perspective. Law is a complex system of rules. One is systematic and structured, while the other encourages us to break down those systems and structures. However, these two opposing concepts create a junction where we can explore and understand law. The process of creating art is an interesting one. It is the process of an individual's expression of being a part of the world around us. However, law is less about the individual and more about the collective. These two juxtaposing ideas that create a magical space that can inform each other and produce different perspectives. It's this synthesis that informs new creations of legal thinking. Over the past few years, I have been focused on these ideas of art in law. This method of research is called cultural legal studies. Cultural legal studies is where a cultural text, like art, informs legal thinking. This critical analysis helps us to understand law and its functions. I began this research because I had a pre-existing interest in art through my photography. 3 years ago, I went to Japan to do my PhD. I used my photography skills to document Japan and Japanese popular culture. This has impacted my perspectives as an artist looking at law through the lens of art. I am interested in connecting law to the human experience. I captured suspended moments in time of people and places through the lens of imaginative legal thinking. Something that was immediately apparent to me as I began to settle into everyday life in Japan was how often Japanese people discuss the seasons as a tangible part of celebration. For example, the school graduation ceremony would coincide with the exact moment that the cherry blossoms were at their peak on the trees. Nature and its cycle played an important role in the everyday life of Japanese people. As I thought about the season's impact on life, I discovered how nature and its cycle impacted my understanding of law. My fascination with nature and Japanese life has informed my photography and produced a new perspective on my legal thinking. Different photographs can produce different emotive perspectives on legal problems. Law often forgoes the individual experience in favour of regulating complex or dangerous experiences. It's these new emotive perspectives that places the human back into the equation. Let's look at this example of family law. Family law is concerned with addressing the legal problems experienced by the family unit. During this time, a family can experience pain, depression, anxiety, or anger. Perspectives from photography can reimagine the legal thinking that we use to understand family law. Art provides the connection to the human experience. This photograph is called Summer Days. I captured this photograph on a trip to Aomori Prefecture during the summer. This is an image of a family enjoying a summer day and activities by the lake. The image has boats and a boat jetty in the centre, boats on the sand of the beach, and trees surrounding the lake. The subject of this image is the family. It is focused on the family in nature. It is the moment when your sibling turns to you and says, "Do you remember the day that we played by the lake?" Such a moment is important to the way adults remember their childhood. and families build connections with each other. What does this idea have to do with law, you might ask? If our picture of the family unit is this perception of a beautiful day on the lake, then this emotion also provides us with a perspective on understanding family law. Even though my study is focused on Japanese culture, the new perspectives about the family unit universally apply. The Australian family law regulates the legal ways that families can divorce. The law was once focused on parents and their perspective of divorce. However, due to reforms, the law is now focused on the best interests of the child and recreating and their right to meaningful relationships with their parents. Thus emerged a changed understanding of parental responsibility in custody. There is an emphasis on the child's relationships and recreating family moments, much like this one. We began with family law and its problem. We imagined the perfect world in art, and this reimagined law. It's a process of metamorphosis. This photograph has allowed us to understand the law from the rights of the child. But a different photograph can give us a different perspective of divorce and family law. This photo is part of a series of photos I took exploring the effects of the seasons on nature, where I focused on droplets of spring rain on plants. This photo is called Fairy's Kitchen. The droplets are the main subject of this photograph, and our eyes are drawn to the droplets in the centre. But soon we focus on the textures of the petals around it. The colours and reflections of the droplets creates a magical, dreamlike space. It's an expression of femininity in nature. Through seeing femininity in nature, women's identities can guide our perspectives on family law. Women are also subject to the family law process, and including their experiences produces new lenses for exploring the law. For example, during a divorce settlement, a judge can consider a woman's contribution to the household. When we consider women as the central subject of the divorce process, it opens perspectives of women and their interactions with law. It provides us with a new way to think about law. We began with the same legal problem of divorce. Through art, we imagined divorce from the women's perspective. And this reimagined legal thinking. Two different photographs have provided us with two different perspectives on the same legal problem. There's a kind of magic produced by combining very different disciplines. Art helps us understand creative solutions. It helps us see things through different lenses and informs different legal thinking. These narratives and visuals are formed by imagining the world around us. It is the visualization of what the world can become. Legal thinking is explored through cultural narratives, images, and texts. This experience of imagining becomes an important critical analysis tool in research, as it can be used to push the boundaries of our understanding and analyse the world we live in. My experience as a lawyer has shown me that law doesn't always acknowledge human emotions. Art allows us to balance the power of law and human connection. There is magic in the combination of two very different discourses, giving us the ability to see the world differently.